Lisa asked a question about Romans chapter 5, verse 7. Now, I'm warning you, it's kind of theological. It's about Bible words, but it is super practical in its implication. Hang on. Very rarely will anyone die for a righteous person, though for a good person, someone might possibly dare to die. Verse 8. But God demonstrated his own love for us in this, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Now, Lisa is asking, what's the difference between a righteous person that rarely would anyone die for and a good person that someone might possibly die for? Before I answer your question, let me remind you that in Romans chapter 3, Paul has already said, there's none righteous, no, not one. No one does good, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. From God's perspective, this level of what we might call righteous or good does not exist. We are so far short of his ideal. But from our own perspective, there are people gooder than you. There are people more righteous than you. Now, few would ever die for a righteous person, but they might for a good person. Why? Is good better than righteous? Yes. Righteous is when you do what is right. And a lot of people do what is right for the wrong reasons, to make themselves look good or to protect their own eternity. But for a good person, the goodness is what they do for other people, not what they do for themselves. Jesus said this in Matthew 7, verse 11, that though you are evil, you know how to give good gifts to your children. That's what he's talking about. So, if you had a choice between always doing the right thing and always doing the good thing, which is better? Be good. God respects righteousness, but far more, he respects goodness. And so do you. And that's why people are more likely to die for a good person that does good for others than a righteous person that does what's right for them. Be good.